GM. Today is July 11th, and this is Leviathan News. It's me, Sam, along with Garrett, DeFi Advisor, who's here on this beautiful day to talk about some drama. Drama alert today. Drama alert. Yesterday, we blandly reported about Arkham Intelligence releasing emails as base 64 in their ref links. We really didn't look into this too much because there was a lot more here. We could call this Arkham stupidity or disintelligence. I don't really know, but Arkham got a ton of backlash, one, for the email thing. But then immediately afterwards, almost probably during our live stream, Binance came out and announced that they were going to do a Arkham token sale through their launchpad, which just kind of like threw more, how would I say this? I don't know, excrement onto the fire. As they were planning to launch the token and raise quite a bit of money from it. There was just huge bad. Nobody likes this, right? So we talked about this yesterday. The Arkham token is essentially like you pay to dox people, and they collect huge amounts of information, and then people can pay to de-anonymize people. Sounds like a great project.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some demand. We talked about authorities have a lot of interest in KYCing people. And doxing people, like, IRS, I'm sure might want to do this. Like, there's also some questions as to how exactly it's going to work. Like we discussed in yesterday's stream, like some possible methods for circumventing it, like posting false information as a bounty and approving it from a different address. So, I'm sure that there's smart people that are working through it. I don't know, though.
Yeah, it's just how valuable is our info and how many entities want it and want to benefit off of it. Nothing is actually free.
Exactly, right? So is the Arkham team the FBI or CIA?
You saw that their logo stuff. Was it you that showed it, Sam?
Their logo looks exactly like the Pentagon.
Can you show it?
Right. Yeah, let me just bring this up. Hold on. Gonna bring up Poodart's tweet. Where is this one? Give me a second.
So yeah, go.
Even on their website, I saw this in Lobsters this morning, that even on their website, they say, like, they ask them, like, are you the CIA? And they're like, no, we're not. We're just crypto natives who, like, enjoy the community. So here, this is their logo. Definitely not the feds.
Yeah, definitely crypto natives. Like, never heard of them like in a few years in the space, and don't know of anyone that has, but they're crypto natives. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's just look at this Poudart tweet. Obviously, calls it a docs to earn program. The wallet owner's physical address, their telephone number and email, their social security number, their family background, children's kindergarten locations, and many other identifying information, all in a single app.
Well, let me just channel my inner Rex here and say that this is not that bad, right? This is the entire internet we're used to on Web 2. Like, if you've used any Web 2 service, you know that the tracking pixels and the cookies have way more identifiable information collected on us, and it's one of the things that have kept Web 2 free for everybody. And it's just a trade-off. Like, when we browse Web 3, we have the option of using services like Railgun. If we're really extreme and YOLO and maybe not located in the United States, we might be using Tornado Cash. We might be like protecting our privacy, but no one bothers to protect their privacy. Like, you see most transactions are less than 3 hops from an exchange. So, like, people are, like, through their actions saying that they don't care about their privacy. So if people don't care about their privacy, why should this be a story?
Well, okay. I think you got the analogy wrong. Our bank accounts are not public, right? And there's not lots of people running around trying to show how much money I have in my either savings account or brokerage account, right? That's not a thing. This is a little bit different because some people might have a lot of money, and doxing somebody who may not want to be doxxed when they have quite a significant amount of cash could be life-threatening. I know there's many stories out there where people have been kidnapped, disappeared, homes broken into, and not everybody carries AR-15s and shotguns in their houses.
Right, but playing devil's advocate, if they don't want to be doxxed, shouldn't they be using railgun?
If they don't want to dox, shouldn't they just have expectation of privacy for like taking their money outside of exchange to use in DeFi? That's just the strange thing. It would be nice if we could have a system where it's really easy to like recycle. It'd be nice if like MetaMask built in like a recycling service, right? So like it knows all of your addresses, so you could automatically like send money to a centralized exchange that it gets mixed and then sent back out to like a new address. I'm sure people could write code for this, but it seems like a service that people would want.
Yeah, I just I'm channeling the same Web 2 debate about all this. Like people build all these privacy solutions and then people don't use them. So it sounds like the free market is basically just saying like no one actually cares about privacy. And
well, they don't care about privacy until the people with the wrench open up your door and knock on it.
Yeah. I'm not saying that their behavior is rational. I'm just saying that like that is the demonstrated behavior of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. So
I also think that I get Garrett's point here about the fact that if we're actually honest about the majority of users, I think that they are looking for honestly, they don't care about most stuff. They hear that something is free, they're going to try it. They say that, like they don't, and like it's like that. Normally, they don't even use their actual self-custody addresses, and they keep money on centralized exchanges. They want it simple, easy. The industry is still too young for any meaningful
time for conspiracy hat. Time for conspiracy hat time, guys.
Okay.
I know we've been nice and everything now, but let's get into conspiracy. So the founder of Arkham Intelligence leaves high school 6 years ago, works at this Paradigm Academy, which is this like effective altruist organization, then suddenly becomes the co-founder of Reserve, and then is a CEO backed by Bedrock, which is the founders of Palantir, OpenAI, while mentioning his interest for the CIA on LinkedIn. So
we've
obviously
also had Reserve Protocol on our show like once or twice already.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make us CIA linked and backed?
Of course. But I think it's a little weird. These takes on Twitter are always weird, right? Like the Arkham, like if you're a CEO of a company, like don't go around making videos about how rich you are, right? So this came out afterwards where apparently he's done like a YouTube video where this is the guy with the blonde hair.
Okay, now I got problems. This is the guy?
So yeah, like in the video, they say he's a crypto effing god. He's like walking around showing off sunglasses. He buys some like $3,500 sunglasses, or sorry, 2,500 pounds. I don't know how poor the Brits are today. But yeah, like don't go around and show off your wealth. I get he's like Gen Z and likes this sort of stuff, but don't do that. Yeah. Also, he's interested in the CIA.
Well, someone who identifies as a Gen Zer, I got to say that haircut is bussin'.
It's bussin'.
Definitely. It's a weird story, and I think that like many other stories, we're probably just starting to know about it. We're going to get probably lots and lots of info in the upcoming weeks. And to the previous point, what I mean is that it's important for us as participants in the industry to assume, in my opinion, that if we're handed something free, and if something is that we never heard about all of a sudden has all the hype in the world, we should be cautious about it, because it's not the first time that something like that like seems, oh wow, and then okay, it's actually maybe a CIA initiative.
Speaking of CIA initiatives, Garrett, how was the interview with Vertex yesterday?
Are they CIA too? I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, Vertex is great. So DeFi Advisor was there as well. Can weigh in on it. So the founder is like mega gigabrain, which is always great. It's something I get often in crypto. Like I keep doing these interviews and I'm the dumbest person in the room, and for some reason they still keep talking to me.
You had me on yesterday, Garrett. No worries, you didn't.
Okay, so we were sharing the.
You're the dumbest.
It's because you're a Fed. It's because you're a Fed, Garrett.
Yeah, no, I was forced to wear the suit for because dress code, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Question. Quick vote. Would you rather be a Fed or an Illuminati?
Same thing, right? What's on the dollar bill? No, I mean, if we're going to go back to that, like we're building an open system, and if we're building an open system, like we can't have an open system that the feds are prohibited from using. It's going to be open to everybody.
Exactly. So definitely go back, take a listen to that Vertex Finance. Or it's not Vertex Finance. It's like Vertex something. But they're launching soon, right?
Yeah. So like the thing that was like really cool about it is if anyone's ever used the Vertex site, like it looks just like Coinbase, like a centralized exchange. So you open it and it's like super simple. They're trying to really target it so that like anyone who's just like a trader and wants to flip some crypto can log in and play with it as if they don't even realize they're using a crypto site. And we've seen this is like super successful, right? Like Robinhood had bespoke UX and it got all the Wall Street Bets, meme coin flippers. I think that they're going to be super successful.
Yeah. Well, it's up on our YouTube page. I have not put it up on the Spotify yet, but go check it out. It's called Vertex Finance interview with Darius, and it's here.
One of his interesting takes was like about first of all, Darius is a very experienced TradFi trader, and I think that he really sees the competition as the centralized exchanges. Like he doesn't really view it as a zero-sum game in which it's him against the other DeFi options, protocols or perps, protocols or dexes or whatever. He really sees it as if we really want to get significant traction, we should target our competition as the centralized exchanges and just give the users an experience, just like Garrett says, in which they use they use a decentralized service, but they don't even have to know it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will be very interested in that. You can go check it out on our YouTube page. Shout out to our socials and everything. And if you don't know that we're on Spotify, we are, and you can watch all the videos there. Actually, they come in high def. So if you go to this is like obviously shilling for our own stuff, but we get to do that because it's our show.
Exactly.
So if you go and check out Spotify, I'm going to bring this up so you can see the video. Ooh. That is very loud.
Didn't know it was high def. I might need to break the suit back out.
Yeah. So if you go to Spotify, right, and let me share this. Oh, the video is not going, is it? That's a little strange. But on Spotify, if you go there and you can go to Leviathan News, and all of our episodes will be here. So all the daily stuff. We even have a nice picture of Garrett here in some boots. So.
Now that is bussin'.
Exactly. That was from yesterday. Hold on, let me bring this up because I think this is
by the way, this is a great background picture today.
Yeah, I know. We've been kind of trying to up our game a little bit, but we really did it yesterday with the Leviathan News cover photo. If you didn't see this, here we go. That's bussin'.
Yeah.
Those glasses, I mean.
I know. It looks fresh. I like that outfit. We should get that outfit for you, Garrett.
Yeah, I got my big speech at ETHCC coming up in just under a week. So, like, FedEx it to me tomorrow, and we'll turn some heads on stage.
You're going to get a lot of views if you wear that.
Oh, another co-host. Come on in.
Okay. Hold on, my kid's coming here. We'll continue on. So, in other news, we had a.
Oh, this is gonna smash the ratings records. What a
Very
gorgeous child you got.
important because
Hold on one second, guys.
the youngsters should also take part in DeFi and learn it early. And the earlier you get into DeFi, the better chance you have on, really pushing it forward. And the younger generation will not see banking as the older generations for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's going to be changing very, very soon here. So while Sam is out, let's go ahead and chat about some of the other stuff. So there was a very interesting Gearbox version 2.1 is now live. They're opening the registration on their forums. And within this, they are going to be doing a number of changes, including like onboarding Curve V2, a few handful of like really popular pools as collateral for their lending markets. So DeFi advisor, you're the advisor on DeFi. What do you know about Gearbox, and what can you tell us?
I don't know if I'm the one that can express that in the most professional way, but I can say that I'm very impressed with Gearbox. By the way, full transparency, back then I had them as sponsors for a few on my Another Day in Crypto blog for a bit, so I'm in good relations with them, thankfully. And I did talk to employees from there a while ago. And hopefully we can get him on maybe next week to present it himself and mention this stuff a bit. But definitely Gearbox do seem like quite serious. A lot of TVL, a lot of traction. Something big is going down now, in my opinion.
Yeah, so one of the things they're promising with this is 3-digit APY on curve pools. This is if you're gonna loop your leverage and go a bit buck wild. So they had some votes on onboarding a few different curve pools for this: the LDO ETH pool, the Curve ETH pool, Convex ETH pool, an Ohm Frax base pool, and then the Tri Crypto pool. So these are like some of the higher volume, higher TVL curve pools, and there's like a ton of interest in being able to like basically get leverage against these. So like we've seen like Curve USD has been sailing to like $100 million. Very close to $100 million market cap off of lending just some basic assets. There's been no Curve V2 pools or Curve V1 pools that have been allowed as collateral. So Gearbox is really like trying to like jump in here and nail this.
Yeah, great project. I like Gearbox.
I will try to talk to employees again. Hopefully we can get him on maybe this week or the next week.
Yeah. And also we had Rodeo Finance got rugged.
Wow. And also we had they had some kind of a hack of about 90K 46 ETH or something like that.
2 hacks. Isn't that 2 hacks in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was it was the day or something like that after the token launch on Camelot ended, and we talked about it here even a bit. And now there's like a huge hack on it.
Well, today's hack was for 1.53 million. 810 ETH was bridged from Arbitrum to Ethereum, and then transferred into Tornado Cash. Or 150 ETH was transferred into Tornado Cash. The other 285 ETH was swapped for Unsesh ETH and then deposited to Anchor ETH2 staking.
So can I just say how relieved I am that we're all so poor that these hacks are coming down in value? Like we used to have these $100 million hacks, like Sam Bankman-Fried rugging billions of dollars. Like now we're talking about like a dozen validators. So.
Well,
bear market, you say, but it's still a huge amount of money,
it's a lot amount of money.
I don't know what was it, 810 ETH, something like that. Yeah. And again, I don't know, people saw that there was a hack about 2 weeks ago of 46 ETH. Are you that comfortable leaving your ETH there? I don't know. Personally, for me, it's weird.
So it is never great for a small protocol to go through this. They probably, I don't know if they can recover after this. Their TVL essentially has gone to zero. The token's down by like at least 50%, and it just don't look good.
For sure. Like I think the lesson in it is that protocol really should, because I also saw some takes that the protocol. I'm not sure if it was audited or maybe just one audit, and I'm not sure by whom. Maybe we can check that. But I think that especially for young protocols, you really have to try and do things slowly, and at least be maintain a certain kind of a language which is not too shilly. Like you want to remind the users that there's risks involved. There are risks involved. Otherwise, this kind of stuff happens, and honestly, I don't know how you return from such a hack. Like it's not going to be easy for someone to convince me now to put a specific amount of money into an exchange that so quickly got hacked.
Did either of you use Rodeo Finance?
No.
No, I didn't.
Did you, Garrett?
No. I mean, it's like what DeFi Advisor was saying. Like whenever I see hacks like this, it not only like keeps me from using Rodeo, it keeps me from using every project that I have not like thoroughly understood and audited. Like before I was willing to put a dime into Curve, I spent like 6 months like writing my Substack trying to understand what the heck was going on. And only after I convinced myself it was safe did I start to like put money into that and like other protocols like Frax that were like peripherally connected with it. But like as long as these hacks happen, people aren't going to use DeFi. Like why would you move your money out of a bank account earning 6% to earn 9% but have what seems like 90% chance of getting rugged?
Especially with these new products in which, and now again, like the amount of TVL that they had there, I don't know personally who the users are. Like I don't know if it's inside people that brought most of the money, or like investors within Rodeo that wanted to use the products or whatever, because the product was very young, But again, I think that if you're into DeFi, even if you're in the blue chip protocols, okay, like in Curve or Frax or Aave or whatever, you have to be aware of the risks and your responsibility for them. And if we're talking about such new and tiny projects, then which are and I mean, even if they are audited, it doesn't really necessarily mean something as well. It's not like the patience of but I think that people want to be early on stuff, and they see high APYs and they see token launches and whatever, and it's very easy for them to get tempted. I know I did a lot of stuff like that on my first years on DeFi, but I think it's the only way to learn, and it is important to consider the risks.
Well, it is always risky to take part in new protocols, especially ones that haven't been out for a long time. So sometimes it's best just to do nothing. If you just do nothing, that's always a good thing to do, because you think about it with these, even with like these. Okay.
By the way, I wanted I saw Wenmoon tweet about it, or maybe someone tweeting at him. I'm not really sure, but that there was, because someone asked, weren't the funds insured, like hedged in a way, but they were hedged by the same token in the lending pool, so it all dropped down. You mean something like that? It's like back in. I think that Wenmoon said something like, it's like back in. Luna puts with USD.
Yeah. Well, we have a big announcement coming up. It's finally here. The Go mainnet launch. Aave's native stablecoin is in its final vote. So the AIP proposes launching Go with 2 initial facilitators, the Aave v3 Ethereum facilitator and the Flashmint facilitator. So once this is approved, Go will go live on Ethereum mainnet.
That's cool. Honestly, much anticipated, huh?
Yes. So in 6 hours, it will open up and people will begin to vote. So
6 hours from now?
Yeah. So Go is essentially going to offer fixed borrowing rates at 1.5% of up to 100 million Go. And it is probably going to be a big thing. I mean, this is one of the most anticipated stable coins outside of CRV USD. And it's pretty smart for Aave to do, because why should they lend out USDC and USDT when they can just lend out Go and collect the funds?
100%. It gets back to the Frax stablecoin thesis that all protocols will eventually themselves gravitate towards becoming a stablecoin issuer, right?
Yeah, of course. Like you should issue, like you look at it from like a company. I mean, looking at it from a company perspective, companies create dollars by issuing bonds, right? So if you're a DeFi protocol, you should essentially issue your own bonds in the form of a stablecoin and collect the fees on that. You know, it's a very good business.
I think if you can get people to believe in your stablecoin and trust your stablecoin, it's a great business. Otherwise, you should avoid it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You need serious TVL to get into the market, though.
Yeah, you need some kind of mode, some kind of that. And I think that for a protocol like Aave, just like with Curve and CRV-USD, and I'm not mentioning Frax because Frax, they started as a stablecoin.
Exactly,
project.
yeah.
So it's very important. They, in my opinion, they're going to get huge TVL. Like on the proposal that you've just shown, is it like they're talking about 100 million?
Well, the initial cap is 100 million.
I think they're going to reach it. It won't take them that long to
immediately.
Reach it.
Probably day one.
Is already around 100 million, correct? What's that? I'm sorry.
I can see it getting filled day one.
Yeah, I mean, Aave is best in the business, no doubt about it. Like they understand debt, they understand lending. Like this is their game. So exciting news for them.
Yeah.
Cool. And hopefully we can get Stani on as well. I'm in contact with them, with the team there for a while, and they're kind of busy. But hopefully with this kind of news, he can come on.
Well, Mark could come back, right?
Also a great idea. Great idea.
Yeah. So does DeFi exist on other networks other than Ethereum? I don't know, especially once you get off EVM chains. Does DeFi even exist on non-EVM chains? Apparently not. So
in my opinion,
no. So AlgoFi, which was apparently the largest decentralized protocol on Algorand, is shutting down. And with it, 55% of Algo's TVL is going to disappear.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the same network. That's the same blockchain that they have a video of Gary Gensler supporting.
Yeah, sure, but like Algorand seems like a fine project. There's a lot of fine networks out there.
Yeah, but it's about getting product market fit. It's not just about having a great product, and it's about participating in a market in which people actually use their money with like. Do you personally know someone who uses Algorand?
No, let's put this in perspective. Algorand by DeFi Llama is the 27th largest chain with total of 60 million TVL, of which 30 million was AlgoFi. Like, I mean, there's no doubt that at some point, like we are going to see like DeFi emerge on every chain. It's just sort of like a natural property. But even like they're down around like Moonbeam. They're behind Phantom, Osmosis, like EOS, Ronin. Sorry, Gary Gensler, you didn't pick a winner.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a.
I think the only chance, like I don't even know, but like I don't believe that many L1s can survive. Personally, I actually think that only Ethereum will survive as an L1. That's my bet. Yet, even if some other L1s do keep like a small market share,
I think in the next bull run they'll find. I think in the next bull run they'll mostly find a market and survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go up, but are they gonna go up for like a year or two for the bull market and then just crash down again? Because that's not real,
Nah, I think they'll find a product market fit. I mean, just because like one thing we've seen is like for whatever reason, like a lot of these chains like glom onto certain regions, right? Like the Western world is mostly into Ethereum, but like we see like a lot of the Middle East is using Tron. Like we see like Russia uses Waves. Like for whatever reason, like different regions just seem to gravitate to different chains. So 180 countries out there, like maybe like Fiji or Marshall Islands will like become the Algorand power users.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
if you've ever used Algorand, come on the show. We'd like to talk to you. What on earth are you thinking?
Okay, so other than that, there was a completely new token model proposed for Uni. This is the reason because Michael J. Cohen says that the fee switch is dead, right? And I agree with him.
It always was.
Yeah, it always was.
It was always a myth, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean the fee switch. Again, we've talked about this before. It's a terrible idea. They've been like edging themselves into oblivion for years now. And so like what do you do with the Uni token, right? Like what do you do? I don't think there's great options, right? In this proposal though, so Michael essentially suggests that Uni could act as a liquidity connector and hub and link an extensive portfolio of long-tailed assets. So he said this could make it preferable to Ethereum as the asset pair due to its negligible opportunity costs and lower susceptibility to permanent loss. So essentially, he wants to create this like Uniswap credit facility that allows liquidity providers to borrow Uni for liquidity positions. And so this would make Uni more accessible and affordable to borrow and increase its usage as the base pair in the protocol. And so when you would pair this with like an incentive program or like co-incentive programs between the token issuers and Uniswap, it could really boost the usage of Uni because then people would be pairing their tokens against Uni and not ETH. And so his idea is to like dislodge ETH as the base pair, which is like a crazy task, but he thinks it's achievable given Uniswap's stature.
I think it's going to be a huge bet for them if they do so, because it's so who holds Uni? You know, if you want to play these games, you don't want to play them with Uni. You play them with the base asset, and the base asset is ETH. Yeah. Just my very simple opinion, yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of VCs hold Uni.
Exactly.
A lot of VCs. What are they going to do with it? Like the new hooks system just like destroys the fee switch is the argument that they're being here, is that you just don't need it anymore. So
I don't know if I see it happening, but it's like Garrett says, there are some huge VCs behind the Uni, and they're going to try to create a model in which all their holdings are going to be a very field revenue. But what can I say? I'm on the curve side of things. You know, like I don't get Uniswap. Like I'm not connected to it. I don't think it's. I think they were just first. You know, but I don't think they're as DeFi oriented as some of the other protocols.
So is Michael like the best Twitter poster from the Curve Finance account?
Yeah, probably.
In my opinion, yes. He gets a lot of people who say it's not professional or you shouldn't post that way, but it's so much fun. Look, I'm with the DeFi advisor on this. Like, I find crypto valuations just maddening sometimes. Like, it's really weird for me to see like Curve trying to like bring actual utility and like sitting second to Uni on the DeFi like token valuation charts because Uni might one day do a fee switch and that theoretically gives it value. Like the way these tokens are valued is just absurd in my mind.
Yeah, it is a little bit absurd, isn't it?
And they had a lot of I think it was very early days for me in crypto, by the way. It was just a few months after I started following crypto where the Uni airdrop came out as the first airdrop. So this got such huge traction. This really got like everybody knows the name Uniswap from back then. A lot more people than the name Curve. Honestly, you really have to look into.
That's an argument that then the value of the token is being able to sell it to dumb money for a higher price at a later time for no reason. It's the same thing I feel about with like Frax, FXS. Like FXS in my mind should be like in the top 20 of tokens, and it's not for some reason.
Wow.
But who knows? Go figure.
Yeah, Dogecoin makes it.
We're in it for the tech.
For the tech. We're in it for the memes. Actually, you know what? Memes are more powerful than revenues. So
memes are dreams. Exactly. Money's just a meme.
Exactly.
All about controlling the memes of production. They say.
Controlling the means of production. That's what we're doing here on Leviathan. And we will be back tomorrow, actually. A little shorter show today because we didn't do Jailcast and we only put on our conspiracy hats once. A lot of DeFi news today, which makes me happy. So yeah.
It's fun to do governance stuff. And
I know.
Tinfoil cast tomorrow. I'll get my Reynolds wrap ready.
There's news that comes out about Jailcast and Fedcast every single day, but we're here for the DeFi and we're here for you. So we will be back tomorrow. Squids and squidettes.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. So thank you for tuning in to Leviathan. We'll be back tomorrow.